Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's show. This is the Startup Junkie. Let me get a swig of water here before we get into it, okay? Because today, I guarantee you, is going to be action-packed, okay? No fancy overlays, although I will say my background, superb. See the black background with the movie blue lighting? You've seen this blue lighting everywhere. And in an instant, I can go, boom. I'm in black and white. How about that? All right, so I'm going to need you guys to really chime in today. All right? I want to make sure that I'm live streaming on Facebook. I'm only doing it on Facebook today. Normally, I do Facebook. I do Instagram. Well, actually, not Instagram. I take that back. Facebook, Twitter/Periscope, as well as YouTube. So today, however, I'm coming directly to you from my personal profile. You want to know why? Because the shit has finally hit the fan. We finally, folks, we finally got word from the Senate. We know exactly what the plans are, or at least what the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, is saying about a second stimulus check. And it's not good, all right? It is not good. Not good at all, all right? First, before I get into it, I want to remind you to be sure to check out the Startup Junkie live show, multi-streaming across Facebook, YouTube, as well as Periscope/Twitter. And be sure to check out the Startup Junkie live podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, as well as iHeart Media, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and a whole bunch of other podcasting networks. And I apologize if I forget them all. But we are bringing you the content the way that we can in as many, or on as many platforms, I should say, as we can. So, with that said, let's just get into this. All right, well, first and foremost, let me share my screen with you. All right. As you can see here, it says, I'm not talking about the donate to Mitch, but of course, if you on the right, like some of my friends, which I got a funny story to share with you about what a friend of mine said to me about what he did with the first stimulus check he received. It says, second stimulus check income eligibility may be capped at $40,000. That's right, you are reading that correctly. $40,000 per year. Now, what does that mean? Well, it simply means this. In the last stimulus package, CARES Act, okay? CARES Act 1. Right now, we're on phase 3.5 of the CARES Act. And the HEROES Act passed by the House, which is primarily controlled, or is controlled by Nancy Pelosi, as well as Chuck Schumer. It was called the HEROES Act, or AKA CARES Act 2. It was it was estimated to be asking for $3.2 trillion in funding for businesses, for local states. States and governments. States and local governments to get money for like contact tracing, to ramp up testing, money for Main Street business. It's all in that package. Okay, as the leader in the Senate, I think he's the minority leader, Joe McCarthy, if I'm not mistaken, says it's a 800 plus page wish list of what the Democrats actually want. But it's much more than that, okay? And let me tell you why it's much more than that. Let me break it down to you. First and foremost, the income qualifications for CARES Act 1, in order for you to get a $1,200 stimulus check, I said 1,200. I didn't say 12,000. I said 1,200 was if you were an individual making under $99,000 per year, you would qualify, right? And if you were a married couple, it had to be $150,000. And of course, you would get, if you're a married couple, you would get 1,200 times 2, which is $2,400. Now, the Republican majority leader, Mitch McConnell in the Senate, basically holds all the cards. And as I've explained to you before, taking you back to schoolhouse rock, I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. It starts in the House. The House votes. The House passes a bill. They send it to the Senate. The Senate votes yay or nay. And if they vote yay, in other words, if they agree and they vote and it passes both the House and the Senate, it goes to the desk of the president to be signed. Now, of course, the president can veto it. In other words, he could say, I don't want this. But typically, in this instance, when the Senate is controlled by the party that is the same in the White House, typically things, once the Senate signs off on it, it's done. It's a done deal. So, Mitch McConnell has said that he wants the cap to be $40,000. Now, is that $40,000 per individual? Probably so, and maybe $80,000 for a married couple. Not really sure, but I am sure about the $40,000 number. Now, it would have to be, honestly, it would have to be $40,000 for an individual person, because Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer in the House basically responded and said, no, it should be $99,000, just like it was in CARES Act 1. So what does that mean for you? That means that a second stimulus check is very, very likely. And as I've shared with you before, who knows? I may even still have it here. Let me see if I can. I still have it here. I want you guys to check this out. This is Trump saying what Trump is saying about the second stimulus check. Check it out, y'all. Check it out.
I have a lot of viewers in Florida, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan who are still struggling economically, sir. They spent all of that first stimulus check. Are you going to get them a second stimulus check?
Yeah, we are. We are. Look, we had this.
When are you going to get it?
We had this going better than anybody's ever seen before. We had the best job numbers, the best economics, the best economy we've ever had. And then we had the virus come in from China, and now we're rebuilding it again. We will be doing another stimulus package. It'll be very good. It'll be very generous. And
how much? How much? How much? People want to know.
You'll find out about it. You'll find out.
When are you going to do it? When are you going to announce it?
I think over the next, I think it's going to be bipartisan. I think it's going to be over the next couple of weeks, probably.
Okay, over the next couple of weeks. So we know that over the next couple of weeks was yesterday or today, when Mitch McConnell basically said, yes, it will be a second stimulus check. We are pushing for that as a one last check, one last package to help struggling Americans. Now, I want you guys not to be fooled by the fact that we're putting more jobs, basically the unemployment rate is going down. I don't want you to be fooled by the fact that the unemployment rate is going down. Of course, this is just my opinion, but please understand this. If I say to you, hey, guess what? We added millions of jobs. The unemployment rate is going down. Tell me, is that not a good thing? Yes, it is a good thing if more people are working. I agree. However, to what extent are they working? Are they back at work with reduced hours? So when ADP or any kind of reporting entity reports that there are more people receiving checks, They're not talking about how much they're receiving. They're talking about more people working. And as you know, speaking of working, the unemployment, bonus, so to speak, as some people call it, or the unemployment extra, the $600 per week on top of whatever people are getting in an unemployment, actually ends at the end of this month, right? So when you take that and the fact that we have cases of a particular situation, and you know what that situation is, because you got to be very careful in what you say on these platforms, because they will ban you. But a particular situation, the numbers are going up, okay? At the same time, the big number is 60, according to MSNBC, not MSNBC, NBC. I mean, NBC, CNBC. I'm sorry, CNBC, and that number is 60. And you know what that 60 stands for? That 60 stands for the percentage of people, or the percentage of people's opinion that they think that things should be pulled back in terms of completely reopening. But let's just throw all of that out the window. And let me just ask you this serious, yet simple question. If you received another stimulus check for $1,200, would it make a huge impact in your life? Would it help? Sure. You can always use extra money, especially considering statistics show that most people don't even have $1,000 in their bank account, can't even scrape together $400 if they had to like that. That's a shame, but that's where we are today. Speaking of $1,200 though, I had a friend of mine tell me when I was sharing some stuff about Congress needs to get to work, he basically went on his about the liberals and the Democrats and the unemployment rate and Obama this and Obama that. And I was like, man, guess what, brother? I love you, but my live stream wasn't even about that. My live stream was about everybody needs to work together, bipartisanship, in order to make the next stimulus happen. And oh, by the way, when you received the check, did you spend it? Well, he told me, oh, I gave it away. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, right, brother. You gave it away. You gave $2,400 away. You're a better man than I am, because I count every penny. But anyway, here is the point. If the income qualifications cap at $40,000, if that is what the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell wants, and this is just my opinion and speculation, and the Democrats in the House wants that limit to be $99,000, they probably gonna meet somewhere in between. If not, it might be just the way that it was before. So the question is, will there be another stimulus check? I 100% believe that it will. The one thing that I am very, very leery about is when you talk about stimulus beyond checks, okay? When you're talking about, putting money into Main Street businesses via the PPP, okay, the Paycheck Protection Program, which was a part of CARES Act 1, I would like to know, you please tell me how people like Mayweather, how Yeezy, that's Kanye West, how Brandy, and how country clubs, how all these people got millions of that money, when I know plenty of people, including myself, did not get it. Okay? Not only did not get it, but was turned down for the EIDL loan. And it's funny because I was told that my business wasn't impacted, and that if I felt like I needed to, let me, because I'm kind of loud, let me just kind of USA, rub my ears. Let me kind of calm down a little bit. That if I wanted to appeal, that I could. Never mind. Okay, never mind. But I will say this. Since I brought up the EDIL loan, there are a lot of you out there that have been listening to other people on other platforms telling you, hey, just apply for the loan and you can get in advance and there's a grant. Trust me. Some of you guys, and it was up to $10,000 because I know we got some money, but it was very little because I didn't claim a gazillion. I didn't claim a gazillion employees because we don't have a gazillion employees. You get $1,000 per employee up to $10,000, right? And I do not have 10 employees in our company, ThinkRich. And there are some of you out there that have DBAs, know damn well you don't have 10 employees. Don't worry, the tax man cometh. They'll be looking for you. They'll be looking to talk to you about it. So just know that you've been warned. All right. So anyway, back to this. What are your thoughts about the second stimulus check with a cap of $40,000? So that means that if, say, you filed taxes and you made $41,000. I mean, you made $40,000. You qualified, but you just been informed that you don't qualify now because maybe you got $1,000 raise for the year, or maybe you made $41,000 last year on your taxes, and now your hours have gotten cut, or they've had to, furlough some workers and had to cut back a little bit, and maybe even said, hey, you can still stay on and work, but we have to cut your salary. So yeah, you would qualify. But the question is, when you did your taxes, did you qualify? So we're going to be answering all of those questions, and we're going to be directing you to the right resources such as irs.gov and SBA, the SBA website, and all these different resources that you're going to need to kind of make sense of all of this. So no worries. I got you covered, and it's coming soon. So I just felt like sharing that information with you, and I wanted to let you know that the Startup Junkie is here for you, okay? Now, I know this is a business show, all right? But I just had to share this information with you because, as I always say, business is all about commerce. Business is all about economics. And to actually participate in the economy, you literally have to have money. You literally have to have a job. Now, you can have a job in several ways. You can work for somebody, or you can work for yourself, or you can get people to work for you. All right? That's the difference between an employee, a self-employed person, and a business owner. I'm going to say it again. You can get paid three ways. You can be an employee, well, actually four. You can get paid as an employee. You can get paid as a self-employed person. You can get paid as a business owner, or you can get paid as a passive investor, or you can get paid in some form, a combination of all those different ways. For all those who kind of heard that before, that's Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So good for you that you recognize it. It's called the BI triangle. But nonetheless, something has got to give, and Congress they have to put something on the table to help struggling Americans, and we're going to do everything in our power to keep you informed. Although it is not the focus of our show show is all about startups. It's all about growing business. It's all about starting businesses. It's all about helping you and your entrepreneur dreams come true. But again, in order to have a business, you got to know what's going on. In order to have a stronger economy, people have to participate, and that's why we're bringing you this information. So I appreciate you checking out the Startup Junkie Show. Be sure to check us out, multi-streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope /Twitter, and be sure to check out the Startup Junkie live podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, as well as iHeart Media. Until tomorrow, everyone. I'm out. Take care.